guys, welcome back to the Friday Villa. I am joined by Ben.
Hello.
And today we are going to be talking about three things. Obviously starting out with our win against Brighton. Thankfully we ended the 5-game streak without actually getting a win or even a draw. And then we'll go on to talk about Steven Gerrard and Big Dino, because obviously
Dino
goes to Norwich. No one would have thought it would be easy to get a win against Southampton. He bloody did it, didn't he?
And we'll also quickly touch on Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa, as Villa look to get another 3 points in their bag. So if you want to enjoy this podcast, leave it in the video description that you're going to like it. And obviously, subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications bell on, social pages above. Let's get this started.
So then, obviously, I went to the game. Ben was unfortunately not able.
I was in the lovely town of Bristol.
He was in Bristol
enjoying
City.
myself with the dry weather. Didn't you actually see Bristol City Stadium?
Oh, I would have.
I saw Middlesbrough the other week.
Was it nice?
No, couldn't see it too far.
Did you see Chris Wilder?
I did not see Chris Wilder. But obviously, Aston Villa 2, Brighton 0. Villa would end up winning their first game since September, I believe. Or October. Probably October. Obviously, Villa 2-0 won against a really good Brighton team that have managed to climatise 4th this season. This was also the first game of Steven Gerrard as Aston Villa manager and Premier League manager, and he delivered with 3 points, took to the 80th minute, but ultimately Villa would get the result in the end. Nathan, you were there. From what I saw, it was a performance that, although we didn't dominate in possession, obviously Brighton having 67% possession, but ultimately Villa felt like the more clinical team and ultimately got their rewards in the end after a very nervy final 10 minutes. But what did you make of it?
It's beautiful. I mean, we got into the stadium. There was, because obviously I think I speak to all Villa fans who actually go to Villa Park or even away games for us. The last 5 games has been that sort of that feeling where it's like, the games get a bit toxic because obviously we're not getting the results. You feel like you're just going to go in to lose, but with that game there was just a nice buzz in the air. I just love Villa Park when it's rocking, and it was really nice to see. I mean, I like what Gerrard said in his interview. I mean, he basically said that we wanted Brighton to have more possession because we can control the parts of the field where they'd have the possession, and we did that correctly. Obviously, fans were getting agitated those 80 minutes. You can understand why. I mean, 5 games without a win. Obviously, we were scoring goals, but in this game we left it till the last minute, and I'm glad it went that way. But Steven Gerrard, I'm not going to say, he's an amazing manager just yet, because he's only had 1 game, but from what I've seen there, he's definitely, everything he said, he's putting it down on paper now. It's just, it's working. But what do you think?
Well, obviously, took it to the 80th minute. Villa not dominating possession, but from the sounds of it, apart from a few good saves in there from Martinez to keep us in it, ultimately Villa would take advantage of stuff like how long the game was going, and it was making it ultimately very hard for them. I said in my prediction it'd be really hard for Villa to break them down. I actually predicted a draw 1-1. I thought Ings would have scored.
They could have. They had a few really good chances, but Martinez really stepped in.
But yeah, it was ultimately Steven Gerrard's first game. Wouldn't that experience translate over into managing at the Premier League level? And ultimately he was able to get a hold of it. He managed to see it out in the end. Obviously a really good goal from Ollie Watkins, nice bit of play from Ashley Young and Nakamba, and then obviously Tyrone Mings got a goal. Considering the negativity that comes around him, the lack of performances, for me, from listening to what I heard, he was a man of the match contender, so solid in what he did, and then to get that goal really boosts his confidence now, something that is needed. It really changes the minds of Villa fans, and when he does perform, you're going to get quality results like this. But obviously you were there. What did you make of it? And then who would you have said is your man of the match? Well,
it's just, I thought, because I can't say anyone was poor, even though you could probably say some of them had quite bad starts. I'd say from what I saw, I thought Target wasn't really all there from the start, but then obviously he really grew into it the second half. Nakamba as well, he was having the ball, but he didn't really know what to do with it. And then obviously second half grew into the game, and next thing you know, he's one of the main reasons Watkins scored his wonder goal. But for man of the match, I was initially saying Martinez, but I've had a few days to think about it, and I'm going to go with Mings. I thought he was defensively solid. Obviously, Gerrard said to him, "Look, you're going to be the captain for this game. Show me why you're the captain, and put in a good performance in, and make sure you keep your captaincy." And he's done that. I mean, he had a really good goal. Quite a hard goal to actually get a touch on.
Quite a hard goal. It's a very good finish.
Beautiful. So it's not scrappy at all. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one thing I've really loved about it, obviously, when you see like that footage of people celebrating, I think seeing Gerrard celebrate the way he did it, and someone say it's not put on, it's genuine passion for, you know, his job, the fact of what he's doing. I just think everything about Gerrard so far we've seen has just been so on the money. Everything he said is what you want to hear. The way he's conducted himself. You know, it's early days, and ultimately it's not going to feel the same as Dean Smith, but it really does feel like we've seen something potentially better now.
Yeah.
But obviously that's going to take its time. But with the fact of what he's trying to implement already from that first game, he would have liked more possession. Obviously, he would have liked to grab a bit more of a better hold of the game. But I think ultimately he won't mind it as much, because ultimately it's a result of business, and 3 points is all that matters.
Clean sheet, beautiful.
Yeah. And obviously we get the 3 points. Villa now go up to 15th place, which is... It's not massive, but,
no, but it's
but again, another win against Palace, and we can go as high as 9.
Exactly.
But someone else that also got a win, Dean Smith, his first game at Norwich, came a bit late, but ultimately a 2-1 win against Southampton, yes, because they conceded like very early. Che Adams as well.
Yeah,
at least he didn't do for the Villa.
Get him in your fancy football team, I'd say.
But obviously, Dean Smith getting a result there, that's going to be massive for him in a team that's really struggling down the bottom. Do you think that even with his inclusion, they can stay up?
They can stay up. I'd say he's sorted them out. Like, I think defensively, not just yet, because obviously they did concede that really early goal. Maybe it's just one of them just having a bad start, but he got the win at the end. And at the end of the day, it's the 3 points. When you're in a relegation battle, you're not thinking about the clean sheets. You're just thinking about 3 points, draws against, you know, relatively good sides, and you know. Goal difference obviously comes into it, but you really need the points, and I think they've got the best manager currently out there who's looking for a job at this level to keep them up. And I think, you know, you got Shakespeare as well, who we all really liked. It's just sad that we didn't have him for like more than the season.
I just would have liked to have known what he was actually doing at the club, because it felt like something had changed. But I think that's something that also needs talking about. Obviously, the backroom staff. Austin McPhee staying.
We've got
about
1,500 backrooms.
But I think for me, one of the biggest things is Neil Cutler staying. I love Cutler. He was the one I wanted to stay. Just because of, you know, the progression of Emi Martinez as a player. Yeah. He was vital if you were going to keep that type of player. Obviously, Villa now going into that with a bit of confidence now. Villa can obviously feel like maybe they're getting their mojo back before 3 massively difficult games.
Yeah.
But obviously it's Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa next. You know, we've gotten some results here and there against Palace. It's not always an easy place to go to, considering how well they've done this season. You doubted me when I did my predictions where they were going to be. But you're starting to laugh at it now, because they are doing absolutely bloody well. Fair play to Vieira for what he's doing. But obviously... What do you think will happen?
Because, well, you cannot go into any game, whether it's Man City or Norwich, and think, yeah, we're going to win or lose. I mean, I'm going into this relatively open-minded, because it's not Gerrard's first game. You've got to keep in mind it's how he's going to back it up, and he's already said that. But I'm confident with an open mind for it. But we all know what a good side they are right now. They've just, you know...
Benteke on form, scoring goals
Gallagher,
for his life. Gallagher,
beautiful.
insane. Someone we should have signed on loan. And we were linked to sign him on loan.
Why not? He's beautiful.
Oxen Edouard, you could have argued why didn't we sign him instead of Ings.
Yeah.
You know, Elise, Zaha's still there as well. You know, it's a very difficult team to play against, and they're going to bring the energy. If I had to go result, I don't want to ever say draw because I don't want to say. I'll go with win. I do genuinely think Villa can eke out something here. It's a team that, for as good as they can be, they don't do it often enough, and they're not consistent enough in the way they go. But yeah, I think Villa can get a win. I think probably won't be a clean sheet. I think Benteke will end up scoring. Or are you? Yeah. One of them buggers. But I do have confidence. Ollie Watkins feels like he's coming back into form.
Yeah.
So we'll want that, and I think one of our wingers will get one. What do you think?
It's hard to say, isn't it? Because as long as we keep Zaha quiet. I mean, we all know what happened last time they came to Villa Park. It was a 3-0 thrashing. Zaha wouldn't basically shut the fuck up, basically. And Mings got sent off, but that didn't stop us because we scored 2 more goals after that. But we've had a. I mean, last season we went to Selhurst Park. We were 2-0 up, I think, and we lost 3-2. And that's when Grealish was just making his way back. I knew that was one of his last games, but I don't want to say a draw either, but I don't know. So I'll go with Villa win. I'll go for a Villa win, and I'll say my score prediction as of right now. I'll go a really nervy 1-0. I think we'll come out of it thinking we're a bit lucky because obviously we know like the standards they've got right now. For a goal scorer for us, I'll go Watkins. Ooh. I'll go Watkins. I mean, that goal was beautiful. I mean, he started from our side of the pitch. You know, he just went on with it, and next thing you know, he could have passed it to Bailey, but he was like, no, forget, I'll take it myself. Puts it in. But I think that's the sort of confidence you need, and I think Gerrard would love it. And, you know, be eager to tell him to, look, keep going for it, just keep going for it. Because he's got 3 goals now, him and Ings. So, you know, I hope we can keep that thing going on where, you know, who's going to get the most goals in Ings. That's what we started the season off thinking. But, yeah, I'll go 1-0 Villa.
Finally then, I'll finish this off on a question.
Ooh.
Something a bit Villa related. In the Premier League, which team would you like to always beat?
Always beat?
If you could only choose one team that you could always beat, who would it be?
I was thinking about something like this the other day. It's like, last season we pretty much beat everyone in the top 6 except from Man City and Man United. This season we beat Man United, but obviously I'm not going to say Man City because I don't think anyone can just beat them every season.
To beat Man City,
because I'd love to beat them.
But who would you beat?
I'm not going to go for an easy team, so I'd go Arsenal.
I was going to say Arsenal.
Yeah,
obviously because AFT.
Or Tottenham.
Tottenham's a good option. I'd go Everton.
Everton, yeah, because you know we still.
But it's always a good reception when we play Everton.
It's a good game, but you know, last 2 seasons we took 4 points from them, and they're still yet to beat us, which is really nice to see.
With that in mind, Nathan, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's been an absolute bloody pleasure.
Bloody pleasure.
The positivity's back up. Thanks everyone for getting the last video to 1,000 views and getting us to 450 subscribers. We'll keep that going to 500, please. And yeah, up Villa.
With that in mind, up the Villa. With that in mind, that is our podcast for today. We will be at Man City next week. Villa support, you've got to get on me for why you can't buy tickets to under 23s. Actually, leave that in the comments down below. Why? If anybody knows why can you not get tickets to under 23s, let us down below.
Is it a season ticket?
Is it a season thing? Do you have to have history for the under 23s? Which doesn't make sense because then how does anybody go? We don't know about the Leicester game. We'll see. Probably won't.
Burnley game,
maybe. You'll see us, don't we? But yeah, Man City is next up for the Pride of Villa.
I'm going 0-0. Don't care what you say.
3-0.
I had a vision.
But obviously, like, subscribe, follow us on our social pages. Without further ado, up the Villa with the Pride of Villa. We'll see you later, boys.